Alright, budget magic time. Mono blue Colossus in modern. And we'll keep this. We're on the play. We got a bit of ramp. We're one land away from slamming a bunch of lodestone golems. And we have a counter or two to help set it up. So, seems reasonable. Island go. There's a forest and Dryad Militant. Well, Darksteel Citadel and Guardian Idol. Pass the turn. I think that's better than leaving up a counter, since it gets us to turn 3 Lodestone. Opponent gets in with Dryad Militant, down to 18. Come on, no follow-up. No follow-up would be pretty nice. Alright, opponent has an Ooze. Well, let's just Inventor's Fair and Lodestone Golem. Start slowing our opponent down a bit. Finding more blue mana would be nice. We'll take 4. Not going to risk a Lodestone to a pump spell here. Down to 14. And opponent passes. We start gaining life. There's a Mind Stone. Well, let's just play Lodestone number 2. And get in with our Lodestone. Our opponent's going to have a hard time casting spells. We are to some extent, but I think it's worth it. Like, we can only Condescend X1 right now. But our creatures are bigger. Opponent's going to stay aggressive. Yep. Gets in 4-4. Sure. No blocks. Down to 11. Did our opponent draw a 2-drop? Alright, another Dryad Militant. So we go back up to 12. And I think we just attack with both Lodestones. Opponent takes it. And then just pass the turn. Leave up Condescend X1. And our opponent's under a lot of pressure. If they tap out for like a Leatherback Baloth or something, we can just counter it, which is pretty nice. Actually, that might be a reason that our opponent should play stuff pre-combat. Alright, gets in with both. Okay. Feel like we're in pretty good position. Our opponent might have wanted to try to play their creature first to know if they'd be safe to attack with both creatures. I guess they're probably not thinking about counter spells here. And our opponent scooped it up. Well, that went about as well as it could possibly go. So let's bring in Warping. Bring in Warping Whale, I think. Bring in Spatial Contortion. And maybe... well, I guess Dismembers. So bring in the removal. Keep All Is Dust. We'll go down the Stoic rebuttals are a bit slow. Go down... I guess we can go down 1 Thirst for Knowledge. Condescend is much worse on the draw. Maybe we just go 1 Dismember. Yeah, let's try it like that. That seems pretty reasonable. If I knew we were going to draw land, I'd keep this, but I think we got a mulligan. This is not bad. We get some ramp, Treasure Mage. Do we want Treasure Mage here? Searches Colossus or Mind Stone or a Chroma's Vengeance. Let's put it to the bottom. There's a forest for our opponent. And Experiment 1. Now, Island Goo. There's a forest. And opponent rankers up the Experiment 1. Jeez, double ranker. Well, I guess the good news is we get to kill the Experiment 1. Down to 15. Let's just Warping Whale. Get rid of Experiment 1. And Pestern. Wouldn't mind finding a Colossus or 2. Next turn we can Mind Stone and leave up Spatial Contortion, which isn't horrible. Strangleroot's a little bit annoying. I guess that's a reason that we should have used Spatial Contortion on Experiment 1. Well, Island and Mind Stone. Pass the turn. Another Experiment 1. And a Dryad Militant. Well, our opponent's going pretty wide. Their hand, though, is just 2 rankers. Ranker, alright, so let's just kill Experiment 1. Drawing our other Warping Whale would actually be sweet. Opponent gets in. Yep. Down to 9. There's a Sanctum. Well, play Sanctum. Play Hedron Archive. And pass the turn, although we very well could be dead to a pump spell here. Opponent's hand was pretty good this game. Double Ranker very good for our opponent's deck. There's the Rancor. Opponent goes to combat. If we try to use Spatial Contortion and they have a pump spell, we lose. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so Mindslaver doesn't help us here. Yeah, I think we're dead. Well, I think we have to Contortion here, because we're not going to beat a pump spell anyway, so we might as well go for it. If they got Vines or Blossoming Defense, then they got it. Alright, they got a Vines. Sure. Alright, well, we are on the draw. And after seeing our opponent's deck, I think we also want Ratchet Bombs. Ratchet Bomb seems pretty good here. Maybe go down the Padim, seems a bit slow, and one more Condescend, just go pretty much down all the counters. Alright, so we're on the play this game. Another one-lander. Alright, we got a mulligan. Oh, I guess this is slightly better. We get a Scry. We'll keep the island on top. So, island, go. Ratchet Bomb has potential to be super good this matchup. And we do have a Lodestone. Opponent leads on a tap land. So we will just Academy Ruins and Guardian Idol. Pass the turn. Hopefully this isn't Strangleroot. Strangleroot would be our opponent's best play here. There's Strangleroot. Alright. Well, our opponent had it. Gets in, 4-2. Sure. And passes. Let's play Darksteel Citadel. Play our Lodestone Golem. And pass turn. Another land for our opponent. And plays a Strangleroot. Okay. No attacks. Ooh, Warping Whale. That's the draw we're looking for. So play the island. Warping Whale, a Strangleroot. Get in with our Lodestone Golem. And play Ratchet Bomb. And pass the turn. Another land for our opponent. Alright, opponent gets in with the Strangleroot. Down to 16. And plays an Experiment one. And he'll pump up Ratchet Bomb. We draw an island. I think we just main phase this Thirst for Knowledge. Discard an artifact. I think it's got to be Dreamstone Hedron. Play the island. Get in with our Lodestone Golem. Opponent blocks. Aspect of the Hydra. Well, we'll just get rid of it. Keep our Lodestone alive. And pass the turn. See what our opponent has. Ooh, another Treetop Village is not bad. Goes to combat. Gets in with the Strangleroot. Down to 14. And Garrick's Companion, 3-2, would trample. We draw an island. We'll play the island. Play Treasure Mage. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. -2 on Colossus. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. It would take 2 turns for Mindslaver. I think we just take a Chroma's Memorial and pass the turn. See what our opponent has with their last 3 cards. Goes to combat. Gets in with Strangleroot. Alright, we'll take our beats from Strangleroot. Down to 12. What's the follow-up? Thrun the Last Troll. Ooh, that's a Metalwork Colossus too. Well, let's see if we can live one more turn. So, a Chroma's Memorial. Get in for 7. And pass the turn. Next turn, we have the hasty flying first strike vigilance, the haste trample pro blah 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 Colossus combo. If our opponent doesn't have anything to ruin it, Avatar of the Resolute, I don't think that ruins it. We just gotta make sure we don't die to Aspect of the Hydra. Opponent swings with everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so we block Thrun, block there, block there. If our opponent aspects of the Hydra on Strangle Root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 8, we take 10? Okay. Yep, that's the plan. Block like that. Down to 2. They did have aspect of the Hydra, but I'm sorry, opponent, we have our Wombo combo, and that involves a Metalwork Colossus. Oh no! This has reach. Does this have trample? Yes, it does. Alright. So that gives us exactly enough power and toughness to trample over for the win. Through the Avatar of the Resolute Exaxes with the Hasty Colossus. Whoo! 2 mana, 10-10 fight, first strike, trample, first strike, vigilance, bro, red bull back. That's pretty good. Pretty good. We will take it. Oh. Our opponents had misclick. They were dead anyway, though. And our opponents had a good game. They didn't realize about the trample there, so whoo! Alright! Score 1, another one for Mono Blue Colossus in Modern over Mono Green Stompy.